My dear students, I welcome you all to my educational channel. The name of my educational channel is Priyanka Datto. In this educational channel, you will find video presentations on English language and literature of school level, college level, as well as of competitive examinations. Now, today's assignment is a video presentation on the poem A Photograph. The name of the poetess is Shirley Tulson. Now, the topic to be covered in today's video presentation is short questions and their answers from the poem A Photograph. Let us move to the next slide to see what the first question and its probable answer is. The question is, what does the photograph show to the poetess? The answer is, to the poetess, the photograph shows the beautiful appearance of her mother when her mother was about 12 years old. It also shows her mother standing between Dolly and Betty, her two girl cousins, in the shallow water of the sea. Moreover, the photograph shows the smiling faces of these girls, even amid their flying hairs, that their feet are being washed away by the waves of the sea is also shown in the photograph. Now let us move to the next slide and obviously to the next question. The next question is, what differences between the poetess's mother and her two girl cousins are highlighted in the poem? The answer is, two differences between the poetess's mother and her two girl cousins are highlighted in the poem. First, the poetess's mother is about 12 years and in terms of age she is senior to her two girl cousins. Secondly, the poetess's mother is taller than her two girl cousins, Dolly and Betty. Let us move to the next slide. The question is, why does the poetess say that the sea appears to have changed less? The answer is, nature is stable and unchanging. The sea is a part of nature. So, unless something drastic happens, the appearance of the sea is not expected to change to a great extent. On the other hand, human life, represented here by the poetess's mother, has gone through a radical change from life to death. Naturally, in comparison to this, the change of the sea with the change of time is nominal. Now, let us move to the next slide. The question is, what does the poetess mean by terribly transient fit? The word transient means having a short existence. The poetess says that the feet of the three human beings in the photograph, her mother, Dolly and Betty, are transient. Though she refers to the part within bracket feet, she tries to mean the whole within bracket these three human beings. Actually, she has seen her mother die, and from this incident she comes to the realization Moreover, death comes to a human being so suddenly that it produces a terrible effect on the near and dear ones of that human being. Now, let us move to the next slide. The next question is, how did the poetess's mother react to the photograph? The answer is, looking at the photograph, the poetess's mother laughed. Actually, it reminded her of her spending the holiday at a seaside place. It may be that you must add be after may. That familiar life had put so much burden on her that she enjoyed this momentary release to the world of past events and their associated impressions. She felt ashamed, if not merely uneasy, looking at the kind of dress she and her girl cousins wore on that occasion. Let us move to the next slide. Why does the poetess say? Within quotation. So there is a slight problem here with this kind of quotation mark. Okay, I have rectified it. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. This is a very important expression. The answer is, the poetess's mother went to a seaside place to spend her holidays with her two girl cousins, Betty and Dolly. The photograph, which projects the smiling faces of these three girls, enlivened in the poetess's mother this past event. However, what mattered to the poetess was that the photograph made her mother laugh. As her mother had been burdened with familial duties and responsibilities, this reaction of her was rare and hence of special significance to the daughter. Let us move to the next slide. What does Shirley Toulson mean by the labored ease of loss? The poetess has experienced a great loss in her life in the form of the death of her mother. She has to accept it because death is an inevitability. She does not fail to point out that she has to apply enough morale to digest this bitter reality. Thus, she implies the deliberate nature of her sad attitude. Let us move to the next slide. Two lines have been quoted here. Actually, 1.5 lines. Both re with the labored ease of loss. There are two questions. What does the poetess mean by the word both? The second question. How do they become re? The answer to the first question is, by the word both, the poetess means the reactions of her mother as well as of herself to the photograph. We shall move to the next slide to look at the remaining part of the total answer, or rather the answer of the second question included in this slide. And the answer is, the word re means changed to an expression of disappointment. The poetess's mother is dead, and so her reaction to the photograph cannot be found. The poetess hitherto banked upon the reaction of her mother to the photograph, that is her laughter, for her reaction of satisfaction. Since this laughter is absent, her reaction has naturally changed to one of utter sadness. We shall move to the next question. Explain the expression. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. The answer is, girlhood is a phase in the life of a woman. The girl in the photograph was aged about 12 years. This girl is none other than the mother of the poetess. The poetess says that she has lost her mother about 12 years ago. This resemblance embitters the loss to the poetess. Let us move to the next slide. Here, a small sentence has been quoted, but you must keep in mind that this is perhaps the most vital expression which you will find in this poem. And incidentally, with this expression, the poem comes to a close. Now, let us move to the question itself. The quoted expression is, its silence silences. There are two questions. What does the phrase its silence refer to? The next question, what does its silence and how? Now, by sheer mistake, I have used single quotation here. It should be double quotation. So I am making the necessary correction here. If you want to copy it, you must also make the necessary correction. Now we shall look at the answer. The phrase its silence refers to the silence of the photograph. Actually, the account of the background of the photograph provided by the poetess's mother is said to have given life to the photograph. We shall move to the next slide to look at the answer of the second question. The question is, what does its silence and how? Its silence silences the poetess. Now about the question on how. The poetess can no longer hear the account of the situation in which the photograph was taken. Naturally, the photograph comes to serve as a memento of her dead mother. As a result, grief overpowers her and she becomes silent. So this was, or rather this is what I have to say about the probable short questions from this poem. Before I conclude, let me request you to subscribe to my channel, to share my video presentations to your friends, to comment your opinion and put forward your queries. I thank you and I commit that I shall see you again in my next video presentation as soon as possible. Thank you once again.